Taoist Magic Talk Show brought to you by Taoist Master Ji Sifu and King Dragon Taoism. ผู้亮天尊. Welcome back to the show, everyone. This is your Ji Sifu right here again. And today we have an interesting topic, which is the fireball, lightning, thunder, that kind of stuff in real magic. Real magic. Okay, last episode we talked about what is magic and what can magic actually do and so on, right? So this episode is an extension from that topic because a lot of people are like watching those movies out there, like Harry Potter, whatever things, right? The wizard's coming out, and then you expect some lightning bolts, some fireball throwing, and things like that. And even in games, magic, it's kind of like this. So the thing is it really like that in real life? Well, I supposed you should know that it's it's not like that, right? Or else you'll be seeing some videos on YouTube, some guy who is like a famous sorcerer, and then he can demonstrate throwing out fireballs. No one does it yet, right? Not even me. Okay, well, of course this cannot be done. It's not like that. But there is actually something to it. Like, this is not how real magic is, but it is actually a thing in real magic. Okay, what I mean is there are thunder magic, fireballs, and things like that in magic, but they are not like what you think they are from the surface. Like actual fireballs, actual thunder and lightnings, that kind of thing, right? Okay, you might have heard, if you play a game like Dynasty Warrior or something like the Three Kingdom, whatever, things like that, you might have seen so-called Taoist magic, especially by this strategist who holds a fan. Cantonese name is Leung. Okay, so he is very famous for his magic in the game. But in history, he is really a strategist. Like, it's just a wise, smart guy who, plan out war plans and things like that. But somehow he just became such a character in the game. Okay, so people always relate to him like he's a Taoist. He can throw out those fool, right? And then boom, and you can see all kinds of crazy things happening. So that is actually not how it is in real life, but he was being made into that kind of character. Maybe it's just more fun, right? Okay, so the thing is, why magic always somehow get associated with like thunder, lightning, the wind, the weather, these kind of things, like nature elements, fireballs, mountain collapsing, whatever things, right? Like these kind of things. Okay, here is something that I don't think anyone would tell you, even if they know, because it's kind of like making not fun anymore. Okay, but I'm here to show you the beef. I'm here to show you the real thing, because I don't see anyone on the internet so far talking about the truth behind magic and these things. So I'm here to bring you the actual thing, the actual truth about it, instead of just saying that no, it's fake, right? It's not actually that fake. There is actually such a thing, but you just got to understand what it is actually talking about. They are metaphors. They are code words. Okay? So you got to understand the code in order to understand what they actually means. And it's like programming. Okay? In programming, there are many terms and many codes that are used by that programming language. if you don't understand the programming language and you try to like decode it by using like normal English way of interpreting what it means, then you will be totally lost because it doesn't really mean that. For example, like very simple programming language, you say like print screen and then there's a message. So it's like, oh, show this message on the screen. But you don't write like on the programming language thing, you don't write like show this in a window on the screen and then you code. You don't type like that, right? You have a code for it, and then when you write the code, that thing will happen. So you get the idea, right? You don't understand the code, everything goes wrong. So Taoism, Taoist magic, and all kinds of magic in the world, they all have their own code system. I am a professional Taoist master who teach Taoist magic. So I'm just going to talk about Taoism magic in general and also like in our lineage. There are a lot of similarities in other cultures and religions as well, but I don't want to represent them because I'm not like a professional in that field. So if you want to know about like, oh, what does it mean in witchcraft? Well, don't ask me, okay? Ask someone else that is good at that stuff, okay? So I am here to represent the Taoism side to let you know what it means in Taoist magic. So, first of all these things relate to a few fundamentals theories. So the first thing is you need to understand the theory of what we call the Tin Te Yan. Most of the people out there who write books, they like to call it the heaven, earth, and human. And that is wrong. Okay. I don't know why they like to call it heaven, but it's actually the sky. Tin is the sky. Come on. Okay. Sky, ground, and human. Okay. Not earth. Earth make you feel like it's actually like the earth, but it's not actually the earth, it's the ground. Okay, why is it a ground? Well, you'll know later. Okay, so let me explain. Sky, ground, human, they are basically three different stages, or you can say it's like a metaphysics rule. Like you can categorize things into three stages. Okay. So let's talk about what is the sky. The sky is the beginning and where everything starts, where everything comes from. Okay, so the sky is like where all the resources, everything starts from there. The sky then rain down stuff to the ground. The ground is responsible for holding and containing everything that is given by the sky. So like rain falls down on the sky. There's a rock coming down from the sky. Anything comes down from the sky, it goes down to the ground and the ground holds it. So the ground holds it, then it will make these things interact with each other. Okay, and eventually something will grow out of the ground. Imagine like grass or flower trees or whatever things, life, right? Start to pop out from the ground, and there goes the final stage, which is human. Human is a metaphor. It means something is big and it can create again. It can be like regenerate the next generation kind of thing, okay? So it's not actually human as in the human being kind of human. It's more like a metaphor. Okay, so it's not actually talking about the sky outside. Now let me give you an example. Okay, let's say in a company, so the office is the ground that holds everyone inside. Okay, and the sky could be something that is out of the office and before the office exists, which could be like the top level directors. The boss, those people above that can rain down their resources, their time, their ideas, their money into the ground, and the ground will interact with each other. And then the human will be the fruit that is being made by the people who work inside the company. So let's say, let's take a look at like this company that makes a computer, Microsoft, okay, making their tech stuff, right? Okay, so the people above in the sky, which is like those board of directors and investors and those above, they rain down their ideas, their instruction, their intention, their money, and so on into the company, invest, right? And then inside the company, inside the ground, the office, they make stuff. And then they work and so on. And then at the end result is the product. So the human stage is like the actual product. Oh, next year we got a new computer coming out, a new laptop coming out. Those are the human that is grown from the ground. Okay, so that's a metaphor. It's not actually about the human is always like the human being. Okay, so what does that have to do with those thunder and lightning and fireballs and all that stuff? Okay, before I talk about fireball, we can talk about thunder and lightning right now, okay? Because we understand what it means by the sky, ground, human. So let's relate that to the actual examples here, actual magic, okay? So we understand that it's a pattern, okay? We all understand it's a pattern. So if you're practicing Taoist magic, like me, okay, you got to know what is your sky and where is your ground. In our spell, there's always like a very common phrase in our spell. When we start a spell, there's always some spells like this. Tin ling ling, day ling ling, okay? In our language, the Samnonese is like ten nyung nyung, di nyung nyung, and then we continue whatever thing, right? So what does that mean? Tin ling ling is the sky triggers. Day ling ling is the ground triggers. Okay, so the sky respond, the ground respond, and then usually when people say that, if you don't really know it, like if your master has not taught you about all these secrets, you'll be thinking that you're actually like talking to the sky outside, where the cloud and all that stuff, look up and you see the sky, right? So most people will think like, oh, you're talking to the sky, and then you're talking to the ground. Well, let me tell you what, if you think that way, well, try kissing the floor. There's nothing's gonna happen, right? Nothing on the floor is actually helping you. So why are you talking to the floor? That's crazy, right? You're talking to the floor. So you're not actually talking to the floor. You're not talking to the cloud above. It's not that. Oh my God, it's like when I see people do magic and they really believe that they're talking to the cloud, shake my head. They have not even entered the door yet. But anyway, you guys now here are fortunate because I'm telling you all these secrets before you actually learn in the lineage. So you can be more educated than a lot of people who got, into a lineage and learned for many years and still don't know these things. Okay, so let's go back to our topic. Okay, so you're learning Taoist magic. Let's say it right now, okay? You're a disciple in our lineage, right? So what is the sky? The sky is referred to precisely and accurately the pre-heaven side. And what is that? That is where the gods are. Okay? You don't need to know like, oh, what is the exact address? No. You don't need to know. It's more like, you're giving a name, okay, to say that's where the gods are. And it's away from you. It's far away. And it's not here locally at your location. Okay? And their world, the God's world, in their dimension, they exist before our world exists. So we call them the pre-heaven. It has nothing to do with the Western mindset of heaven. It's more like a word that is translated from the Chinese. You can say in Chinese they call xin tin, which is before the sky. So it's like before the sky actually is born. Okay, so they are in a dimension that is like more ancient than our dimension. Okay, so their world exists before us. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but the most important thing is you need to know when we refer to the sky, it's like the power above. That's what you're referring to, okay? The power above. So some people would ask, so how would you know where they are, who they are, and like are you actually talking to them and they're actually listening to you? Okay, here's the thing. Because you're not in our lineage, so you don't know, but every disciples, when they ordained, they are given a heart spell. Okay? The heart spell is like a special password. It has your Taoist name in it. It has a spell, and like the spell actually ends with a phrase with your Taoist name. Okay, that's a better way to say it. Oh my brain's not working today. So yeah, anyway, so you have this heart spell. Okay, the heart spell is for you to use to connect to the gods of our lineage, to the sky, to the different departments, the different like God, different levels of gods. Okay, so if you are doing magic and you're like saying those spells and such like that, you are always starting with your heart spell. So the heart spell acts like a phone number. You always dial the phone number first, and then you say the spell. Okay, like the spell as in like the other spell, not the heart spell. So the heart spell goes first. You connect with the other side with that phone number, right? And then you connect already, so they are already listening, and then you say the spell, then the other side will acknowledge what you're saying, what you're requesting. So it's not like you just say the spell. Like if you have let's say you have a protection spell, right? A lot of people who are not actually learning Taoist magic and they just like kind of go online to research and DIY, like that, they always just find a spell and then recite that spell. And it's so ridiculous. It's like you're not talking to anyone. You just randomly say a bunch of words. For example, okay, like you inside the house, and then you just scream in the air and say, I want breakfast, I want bacon, I want egg, I want coffee. Who are you talking to? You're talking to no one. No one's answering you, so you get nothing at the end. That's why your magic doesn't work. But then if you have a phone number, right, you call the shop first, and then you say all these things. Now the shop gets your message. The shop's going to make those meal for you and send it to your house. Because you subscribe to the shop, you have been like a member there, you got this phone number, you got a special ID, and that is why when you say the spell, it works. And that is also why a lot of people DIYing their like magic, they just grab a spell somewhere and say it. It doesn't work because you haven't got the most important thing, which is connecting to someone, right? You know what to say to someone, but there's no one talking to you. You don't have a phone number, and you don't have a relationship built with someone. And the someone is the God that is actually like the power source of the lineage that you belongs to. So anyway, going back to the sky thing, okay? So the sky refers to the God of your lineage that is above, okay? There's not local. They are above and higher than what you have locally. So that is the sky. So the ground is referring to the local area where you are, because the ground is where that is absorbing and taking and containing what is given by the sky. So if the gods above are raining down their powers or their energies, where do you want those energy to go? where is the container? Right? So now here's the thing. If you're like opening your altar and you're like working at the altar, the ground will becomes the altar. Okay, so immediately their local altar, the objects are containing the powers from the gods. Those are the ground. But if you are not like actually working at the altar and you are just like doing magic somewhere else, okay, away from the altar, then your body becomes a ground, because the body is where you want the power to go into. So you see, if you don't understand exactly where is the sky, I mean like what is actually the sky and what is actually the ground, you don't even know, then it's like your magic is like a gun without a sight. You cannot aim, right? You don't even know what you're doing. So the energy don't know where to go. So that is a very big thing in magic. If you don't understand the code, nothing works, because you don't aim and you start shooting. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to the theory. So we have a sky, we have a ground. Where's the human? The human is the actual result that is being born out of the ground. So let's say we are working at the altar, right? So the energy or the powers from the gods goes from the sky, which is like where they are, down and into your altar. Okay? And then your altar do the work and make whatever things happen. So whatever things that you want to happen as a result, that is the human. For example, I am there to empower an object, right? Let's say I'm doing a blessing on a hat for someone, okay? A hat that you wear on the head, okay? So I put the hat there, I do my magic, and then I boom, and I empower it. So the human would be the hat, because the energy comes from the sky down into the altar, the ground, and then it goes from the altar and out to the hat, and that's the final stage. So you can see that is what we mean by sky, ground, human. The 3 stages, right? So the human is the actual like final result of what you want to happen, and that's what it means. It's not actually the human being, okay? It's like that. So what does it mean by thunder magic? When we see the word thunder, what do you think? Like, what comes to your mind? I went online and I Googled and searched, and it's funny because a lot of pictures, when you see thunder magic, there was a book by someone non-Chinese, I forgot who that is. There was a book called Taoist Thunder Magic, and the cover is hilarious. The cover is like a lot of lightning and stuff, lightning bolts and things like that going into a black figure. And I was like, thunder magic. You know thunder, right? That's lightning. Yeah, when you say thunder magic, a lot of people just like somehow visualize lightning, and it's, thunder comes with a roar, boom, boom, like that. It's the sound. It's an energy cracking sound. It's the thunder. Lightning is a bang, and then you see the lightning beam, that strikes the tree and things like that. That's the lightning. Lightning and thunder are 2 different things. Anyway, that's one thing that is also being mistaken in the game too. Thunder magic, boom, boom, and a lightning bolt comes out. Hey, I don't know what to say, huh? But anyway, what does the word thunder means? There's a lot of Taoist magic books, and they all have like 5 thunder magic, 5 thunder fu, 5 thunder palm. Why the word 5 is always there? And what is actually thunder? This is a mystery to a lot of people, and they just realize, oh, thunder, it must be more powerful. It's called thunder. It's the high level stuff. No, it's not. Okay, thunder is not high level. I can teach you thunder magic when you just ordain, and it will suck because you never practice and you never cultivate. So it's not like that is the high level stuff. It's gonna be powerful. No, it's not. Okay, what is thunder? First of all, you got to understand the word thunder. Okay, thunder is basically like if I put it like translate the word into a word that you will understand, okay, is for the sky to work on something. So you're like calling the gods, invoking the gods to help you to work on something. Okay, that sounds not so powerful suddenly. So why the word five? Well, because it has to do with the 5 elements. 5 elements are not the actual physical elements. They are gold, water, wood, fire, and earth. Okay? But these are also like the sky, ground, human. They are just metaphors. So if you really believe it's like gold, as in like, oh, it got to be a metal thing, and then water, it must be like the liquid water, then it's all wrong. Okay, it's not about that. It's basically another metaphysics rule, and it's also a metaphor. So if you say thunder is for the gods to work on something for you, right? Then 5 thunder is the 5 stages of the working process. Very simple. Now I cannot sell this for like, $2,000, $3,000 anymore because it's so simple. Okay, yes. Okay, so 5 thunder is the 5 working stages of like how the gods help you to work on something. So let's talk about the 5 thunder or the 5 stages. Okay, so let's start with the 5 elements. Now let's talk about how you will use these 5 stages every day. Then you will understand how the god will actually do it. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Gold. Okay, wait a minute. Before I start, we're going to talk about why the 5 elements. The 5 elements in Chinese is called Mhang. In Cantonese, Mhang is 5 way of how energy flows. Okay, 5 ways of how the energy flows. Hang is like a word for walking or moving. Okay, so how the 5 element moves, how does it move? That's one thing. So let's talk about gold. Gold is like metal. So how does metal move? Metal doesn't move. Oh my. Yes, metal actually doesn't move. It just stay there and stay still. So metal doesn't move. That's the first stage. You're not moving. So when you're not moving, what happens? When you're not moving, you will be getting a feeling. You gathered in the feeling. Okay? Metals attracts the heart. It attracts attention. It also slowly will gather inward those elements that you need to get an idea. So metal, the gold, that phase is about when you are still and when you are trying to get a feel of something. Why gold and not silver? Because the gold is referring to the energy color, yellow. And in our theory, yellow is the what we call the D5 energy, which is the energy of creation, energy of the heart. So anyway, not digging too much into that, okay? But what it basically means is you're getting a feeling. That's the gold thunder. So whenever you want to like gather up the power to have feelings for something, to have an idea to be born, then that's a gold thunder, getting a feel, right? What happens if you don't have feel and you are supposed to do something? For example, let's say I got a very not so proper example, but I think everyone should get it right away. It's like, okay, you got home and your wife and you want to have sex and you don't have feel. So what's gonna happen? It cannot happen then, right? You don't feel. I cannot do it. That's basically how it is. When you don't have feel for something, you just don't want to do it, right? So that's the first stage of any kind of thing that you want to do. You must have feel, right? Feelings. So the want, the feeling, very important. So after you got the feeling, you move on to the next stage, which is water. Water. How does water moves? Water moves downward. Okay, it flows downward. Water always. So I'm not talking about steam. Okay, come on. I'm talking about water. Okay, so it all goes downward, and what that means is you're putting down what? Putting down the time. You're investing. Okay, so you're trying to invest. Put down the time. Put down the idea. Put down the like being determined and so on. So after you have a feel of, oh, I really want to cook, then you have to put down the time to cook. In order to put down the time, you have to walk there, you have to like stay there, right? You have to be patient. So that's basically the second stage. You have to set a time. So, okay, I'm going to cook now or tomorrow or when, right? Put the time. So the more water you got, the more time you're putting down. Okay, it's very simple. If you don't have enough water, what happened? Well, you go in there and you want to leave right away because you don't feel like staying. You feel that it's like, I have no time. I'm in a rush, right? Not enough water. Then you don't want to stay. So after you stay there, what happened? Next stage is wood. Wood is when you pick up, like because wood grows upward, right? Upward, like trees grow upward, okay? So wood picks up what? Builds up the motivation, the hype, the energy, right? So that is like, oh, I'm thinking about like I'm in there and now I'm kind of building up the hype, want to do this and getting hype about it, and then getting more ideas and picking up my feeling and so on, right? Like that, getting pumped, prepared, and then the actual thing happens in the next stage, which is fire. Fire is when it actually burns and it actually happened. So wood is like, okay, I want to cook lunch, right? Wood is actually you just preparing, like looking around and finding ingredients. But the fire is you actually start working on the ingredients and actually start like chopping, prepping, and so on. Like you actually physically do it. That is the fire element. Okay, so while you're just like taking things out and kind of thinking about it, preparing mentally, you're still in the wood stage. Fire is you actually physically start working on it. So fire, you keep burning, right? Keep doing until when you're all done. That goes to the last phase, which is the earth. Earth really just settles, right? Just like the earth, it settles. And with time, you slowly settle and accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. And eventually it becomes a mountain. So what that means is at the end of like whatever you're doing, you will be done and then you wait and then the fruit will be there for you. Like the actual result is there and you're going to slowly accumulate the result. Just like some people go to buy takeout and there's like this drive-through, so they order the food, right? They're supposed to take the food and leave, But a lot of people will forget, like they I don't know how, but it actually happened a lot. A lot of people actually forgot to take the food and they just left. So it's like at the end, when you're at the earth stage, your earth energy is not there, then you just want to leave because you cannot stay and enjoy the fruit. So you see, in the cooking your lunch, that example, right? Fire will be doing it, right? Doing it. And then the earth will be actually enjoying the fruit, like you're actually eating the lunch. And then you enjoy it and feel like fulfilled and such, and then you'll want to be like, oh, I'm all done. When you feel like you're all done, you will stop doing that thing. When you stop, you're at the gold stage again because you're still, right? At the gold stage, you will have a feeling for the next thing that you want to do. And then the next cycle happens. Okay, so there goes the five thunder, five phases of what, whatever you're doing. It just the same pattern applies to it. So how is the thunder magic going to work on someone if, let's say, I am doing five thunder magic on a person? Okay, if I want to help or harm with the five thunder magic, what can these magic actually do to that person? Okay, let's say, well, let's start with something more fun, something negative. Okay, so you want someone, like you want to harm someone. Okay, five thunder magic can harm or help. We'll do some examples of each. Okay, so let's say the gold thunder to harm someone. So that's a feeling, right? You can tell the god to work on this guy and then give them, like help them to have a feeling for the wrong thing. You can destroy their feeling, or you can feel the wrong thing. And so that, let's say, you should not be doing this. For example, you should not be going on this trip. Well, I use the gold thunder on you and make you feel that you really want to go. It changes your feeling, right? And then end up you went to the trip and something bad happened. Because I knew that something bad would happen, I push you to go there. I encourage you by giving you that feeling, and you don't even know it's magic. How about help? Well, help can also be done. You can do the gold thunder on someone, and it can give them, like, help them to have more feeling for things that they're supposed to do. Right? So you can also do that. Some people might have issue with, like, being patient and like kids. They might be like, oh, I want to do this, but they don't want to spend the time gluing their butt on the chair and do whatever they have to do, right? They want to, like, move around. So you can use the water thunder on them, and it will help, like, tell the god to work on them and make them to spend the time on things, to invest their time on things, so it makes them more patient. And also, if you see some people, they started something and they always lose interest very fast, you can be using the wood thunder to hype them up. So the god work on this guy and build his motivation and all that, and pump them up and get them more pumped. The fire thunder can promote something to, like, help to make something to happen and become reality, to make it, like, actually happen. Now that can be good or bad. It's like, let's say if two teenagers, okay, they're in school, high school, and someone did a magic on them using the fire thunder, and it made them, like, actually have sex and then have kids. That's like you're having kids at the wrong time, right? You're not ready for it, but somehow just happened and you just did it and it happened. Then you're in big trouble because you cannot handle the situation, right? So that is like the bad kind of fire. Fire can also be a good thing, like if you're having a business deal and you want the other guy to say, okay, I'll buy it, let's close the deal. And that is also something you can use fire magic to deal with, and it will make that person sign the paper quickly or quicker, right? And of course, you have the earth magic to like get the fruit, right? So some people, they have issue with getting the fruits when whatever they do, it's just like, oh, I don't know why. I did everything I can. I did it, and nothing's coming back. It's like you just waste your energy on this and that, and you're not getting any results, not getting any fruit, back after you have done your work. So you can use the earth thunder magic to help yourself to get better at this, and you'll be seeing the fruit coming at you, or the god might be helping you to realize what you're actually doing wrong, and then you'll be fixing that, and then you'll see the fruit come again. So these are what you can do with the five thunder magic, and it's not like you actually like thunder on the guy, not like that. The thunder magic is a metaphor, okay? And the word thunder basically just means the god to work on something. So how come, like, if I do the thunder magic on this person versus a newbie Taoist do the thunder magic, the same magic on this person, how come, like, his magic is weaker if we're both, like, just calling the gods for help? Now, here's the thing, okay? When you call the gods for help, you got to understand that you are not going to have the same kind of help because you are different from me, right? Like everyone has a different relationship with the gods. When you ask the gods for help, the god help because of who you are and help how much. Okay, that's the thing. How much do you deserve? How much the gods want to help you? How much does the god like you? And how much have you been like outputting for whatever you want? It's not just like I want help and then you have all the help, right? The god also have feelings. You are a newbie, the god gives you a newbie level of help. Just like a friend, right? With a new friend, you can help that friend, but it's not like I can help you by giving you $5,000. I might help you if you want to like ask me for $20, no problem. But if you want like $5,000, that's another level, right? Okay, but if you and let's say someone that you knew for 20 years already, good friend, if you ask for 5,000, they might give you 5,000 because of the relationship. What you have been doing with the other side to build that relationship, right? So that is what determines the power of your magic. How much do you think the god will want to give you if you're like, just a newbie and maybe you're just a disciple who just, you have been hanging around, but you didn't really talk much and do much about it, and you're just kind of very new, right? Still very new. And, well, look, the level you have commit and output and invest, it shows the god, this is what you deserve, then that is your magic power level. That's basically the truth, okay? So, wait a minute. Does it mean that, so I am, for example here, I am having a very, very good relationship with my god, so does it mean that my thunder magic can just make anything happen? Of course not, okay? Because why? Magic can help you influence things. But then whatever that thing is about, it also have other factors, other elements that will play a big role in the picture. For example, you ask, like I asked the god to help me make my lunch, and I want a very good lunch. Okay, so, but then the fact is, in my fridge, I only have like egg, bread, and butter. So how good can my lunch be? Well, the god can only inspire me to like make me, like maybe make toast the bread, and then so that it tastes a little bit better, and maybe the butter just, a right amount, and it just makes it nicer than, when you're doing it yourself. But you don't expect like, oh, I asked the God for help. How come like I'm not having maybe like a stick or whatever, sushi, something? You can't because there's no such things there. Like you gotta have the stuff so that the God can help you utilize it, right? So if there isn't such a thing, then it cannot happen. Now that leads to a common situation where people ask for love magic. The most common thing is people don't have a girlfriend and they are shy and they don't show. They don't have any target, so they just ask for help. They are like, I don't care. I give you how much, like $200 or something. You do magic for me, and I'm expecting a girlfriend in like 2 weeks. When I when I see these kind of people, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I can help you, but you got to do something to get a girlfriend, right? You can't just stay home and expect a girlfriend to knock your door. But seriously, these people actually believe that you just need to sit there and somehow a girl will come by and then they were like, oh, I love you so much. Let's get married. Come on. But yeah, some people really think magic's like that. And it's not. Okay? Even I can get like a lot of power and I can like use all my power on you. Let's say I actually can apply all the power on your magic to like do this love magic, right? The thing is, you are not having anything, then the God cannot give you any help. So first of all, if you want to do love magic to get a girlfriend, right? Think about it. Where are the girls? It's like you live in the mountain, you only have animals, and you want a girl. That is very hard, right? So you got to understand, where are the girls? How to get a bunch of girls, and then how to make them more interested in you, and what are you actually doing, and how are you actually like? So why are they supposed to like you, right? So there's a lot of factors that can determine the result. If there's no girls around and just sit at home, well, even apply all the powers on you is not going to help, right? So first of all, you need to have a way to like get connected to some ladies. For example, you go to show, or you go to work and there's some people that you might like to try, whatever. Then there's a chance. Okay. Now you got to have a target in mind. If you don't, well, yeah, sure, you can still try. The magic can help you to find the target that you're like more suitable or more fit with. Okay, then you have a feeling of, oh, maybe I like this girl. Now the thing is, it's also about how you do, not just the magic. Magic can help to make things happen, but if you really suck, and it's like, okay, let's say you're very disgusting. You like to like pick your nose in front of the lady, okay? Well, even I did the magic on you. You did that, and what do you expect, right? It's not going to happen. So, yeah, it's not just the magic. It's you as well. Same thing to like wealth magic and like those money luck magic, It's not about, I did the magic, then your product is going to sell big and you're like going to be the billionaire tomorrow. It's not like that. It's also about your actual product. If your product sucks and I did the magic, well, the magic's going to work, but your product sucks, so people are still not buying it. Or maybe they buy it and they're going to return it because your product actually sucks. So magic is not as magical as you might think. Like, you did the magic, then this must happen because the magic is strong. It's not like that. But then if you are doing magic and whatever that thing you're working on is actually possible, okay, the magic can help. And now the stronger magic can help more than a weaker magic. That is for sure. There's a difference, okay? But then there's like these elements that you need to consider, like the actual product, the actual person, and so on, like these other elements also play a big role. So it's not just the magic. But with the magic, it helps a lot. For example, the 5 thunder elements, the gold element, the feeling ones, okay? If you do the gold element magic and the gold thunder magic, yeah, and you want to do that for like a job search, right? you go to an interview and you do that go thunder magic on the guy that's interviewing you, you can make them feel that you are more fit for the position. And because of that, a lot of people might judge based on their like first impression and the feeling, and they will pick you no matter what your resume say. That is the truth. A lot of people pick candidate based on feelings and not based on your actual resume and all that stuff. So if you make them happy, you make them feel good, feel better than the previous one, you might get a bigger chance. And that's what magic can do to help you leverage. And while the other people, they might have their magic as well. So if you don't do anything and they have been doing something else, then you're the one on the weaker side, and the other people have a greater chance than you. So doing magic does help, but it's not like you have magic that you don't need to do anything, right? It's not like that. Okay, so now you know the thunder magic. What about fireballs? We're at the end of the show. We got to get to fireball, right? Fireballs is okay. We talk about fire. Fire is something actually happening and becoming reality, right? When you actually physically do it, it happens in the physical dimension right here. So when we do a fire attack on someone with magic, like throwing a fireball, what does that mean? It means that we're bombing the other side with a magical power to make something happen forcefully. Like you're forcing something to happen. Kind of like the fire thunder magic, but this is more like you just directly want to make that happen. And thunder always have to do with asking the gods above. So if I'm not using the thunder magic, I am just using the local powers, which could be the powers from your altar or the magic power that you cultivated inside your body. And those are not thunder because they are not from the sky. They're not from the source. They're from the local or from your body, right? So they're from the ground. So throwing a fireball at someone in magic means that you're trying to make that thing happen on them. And that will not be like you actually burn down their house, that kind of fireball, but you will make it happen. So let's say you, like in magic, you did a fireball magic on someone, and you want to make their life so horrible, and you want to destroy their family. So when the fireball magic is deployed and released to there, what happened is over there things will happen out of the blue that makes them fight and argue and fight and have conflict and all that. And that is what the fire is doing. It's burning, it's taking effect, it's trying to get to the point where you want, and you're destroying their family by making them fight and break their harmony and all that stuff. So that is fireball magic. Like you're actually throwing the fireball at them, making this happen. And this kind of magic is actually very common. Very common. You don't need the actual fire to do it. It's more like you just need a power source to do it. And a power source could be from the altar or from your body, and it's cultivated through time, and you just draw the power out and apply it like that. But of course, there's so much more to actual, the actual work, right? But here you understand what it's about. This fireball magic is not actually throwing a fireball over to burn things on fire. It's not like that kind of fireball. Okay, it's supposed to make things happen. So whatever you want to make happen, that depends on your intention and how you want it to happen. But it's really like that. Okay, so when we talk about these weather magic, like the wind, the rain, all these stuff, it's not about the actual rain and wind and fire. They're all metaphors, right? So it is actually there, like the weather magic and all that is actually there, but it's not what most people would think they are. For example, we say we're doing the wind magic on someone, okay? The wind magic, the wind is like a kind of force that that pushes and make things move and inspire things, right? So when we do wind magic on someone, it's like there's a force coming in that pushes your thinking direction to move to one or like the other direction that you want. For example, like for sales, okay, selling something, you can do the wind magic and the wind blows, and then the people that is affected, they will kind of get inspired, and their mind is like, oh, I cannot get my mind off this product, I really want to buy it. And that is the wind magic taking effect. So it's not like you're actually blowing them, but it's kind of like you're blowing them spiritually, right? That is the wind magic. So there's a lot of magic terms like this, okay? Wind, thunder, and so on. It's all about a metaphor, and it's real, but it's not like what you're seeing in the movie. Yet it is actually there. So it's kind of confusing for a lot of people, because when you read them from the books, if you just understand them from like an outsider point of view, you will misunderstand everything because you don't know what it's actually referring to. But now, after the show today, you do. Okay. So anyway, if you really want to learn Taoist magic and start cultivating, using them, and so on, you can go to our website, teenyetdragon.com, and you can get ordained to become a Taoist and start learning. And we teach online through Zoom and Line, the chat app, and so on. So everything is a direct teaching, so you don't like just read and watch videos yourself. We talk. So if you have any questions or things you want to learn and want to ask, you can do that in our chat room, and we like talk, real-time talk, right? So it's like learning from a real person, exactly learning from me. So if you want to learn Taoist magic today, this is the opportunity, okay? Because there's not a lot of opportunities like that online where you get to like learn from a real person, just like you're seeing them, but you're through the internet. And I think I'm the only one so far. So if you really want to learn, you can go to the website and get started. We will see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.